One of the strongest candidates to join the 2016 American presidency race was the reality TV host and a business tycoon, Donald Trump. After talking about running multiple times since 1987, Trump officially joined his esteemed Republican rivals in 2016. But besides his unconventional hairstyle and demanding to see Obama's birth certificate in 2011,
our president has finally released a birth certificate.
what do we really know about the 69-year-old New Yorker? Who exactly is Donald Trump? Well, Trump is the first and foremost a controversially successful business magnate and investor. His start came as a result of his father, Fred Trump, who had already amassed a real estate fortune before his death. Donald Trump has controlled his father's company since the 1970s. He has primarily invested in a hotel and a casino real estate and filed for business bankruptcy 4 times. He is also very well known for naming business holdings after himself, including buildings, video games, buffet, magazine, clothing lines, and many others. Trump also owns a large number of golf courses and beauty pageants.
I'm really rich.
He has stated that his net worth is around $9 billion, making him the wealthiest candidate in running, although Forbes said it was closer to $4 billion. His net worth has been disputed in the past. In 2005, Deutsche Bank assessment pegged his worth at around only $800 million at the time. Although Trump has never held public office, he has been very outspoken concerning his political views. His primary platform focuses on increasing US jobs and building a wall along the Mexican border, which Mexico would pay for. In 1999, in order to wipe out the national debt, he proposed enacting a one-time 14% tax on Americans with over $10 million. On social issues, he is fairly right-leaning. After years of being pro-choice, in 2011, he switched to being pro-life. Additionally, he is against same-sex marriages. Although he supported universal health care in 2000, he vehemently opposes Obamacare, calling it a trillion-ton weightage on the economy.
Obamacare is a complete and total disaster.
Despite claiming to have never indulged in any drugs or alcohol, he supports full drug legalization as a method of increasing tax revenue for education. His foreign policy worldview is largely oil-based and believes we are drilling too slowly for what he calls America's lifeblood. He is also extremely critical of China's influence in the United States and has called for a 25% tax on imports in order to maintain US jobs.
We've lost, over a fairly short period of time, 60,000 factories in our country. Closed, shuttered, gone. 6 million jobs at least, gone.
However, many of his self-named products are made in China. It should be clear that as a businessman and a showman, Trump's politics tend to be financially influenced rather than ideological. Although Trump had withdrawn from his reality TV show in order to legally be a candidate, there is no question that he would continue entertaining viewers with his fiery rhetoric till the time he is alive. Money and politics go hand in hand in the United States, but billionaires on both sides of the aisle actually share some common interests. Trump had dabbled in politics for decades. He had contributed to candidates of both parties, registered variously as a Democrat, Republican, and Independent, and flirted with running for president in 1988, 2000, 2004, and 2012. In winning the Republican nomination in presidency in 2016, he vanquished 2 political dynasties, Bush and Clinton, and the billionaire did so. The unlikely Tribune frustrated working-class workers.